All right, man. So, yo, peace, 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 peace. This is the universal peace sign. You know what I mean? That shit means fucking victory over, you know.
Word, peace.
But this is
Shalom,
prophet talk,
all
man.
that good stuff.
Yeah. You know, assalamu alaikum. That's how they say it in Islam. You know what I mean? They say Christ is saying that, you know what I mean? So,
Word.
what were we talking about just now? So, hold up. First, this
It's
is
the whole Trump thing, man.
What do you want to go by on the whole shit?
Just dumb.
Dom. So we got Dom. You already know who I am. Furious Black. You know what I'm saying? Here to destroy the world. You know what I mean? Holla. You know what I mean?
So, man, rebellious, yo.
Yeah, man. We was definitely talking about Trump and the situation going on in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a lot of
shit hot in here.
It's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, man.
Yeah, with the whole
who gonna speak on it
and the whole internment camps.
Who gonna speak on it?
Detention centers.
Everybody act like they got their mouth closed. They just playing on the Facebook. You know, want to just do the world star thing.
Facts.
Nobody want, you know what I'm saying? Everybody see it, but don't nobody want to talk about it.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. I think you know what it is. I think people don't know what to do, bro. Yeah. I like, to be honest, I feel like nobody knows what to do. They're looking at the world unfold, like crumble before their eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do when you see the world crumbling?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you supposed to, like, forever you being told the government's been what? You know what I mean? You being told the government is there to protect you, but then you see the government isn't protecting you.
Right.
It's not protecting anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they minimum wage hasn't gone up in like 20 years. Living wages gone up with the fucking that shit.
Well, you know they say if you can't beat them, then join them, right?
I ain't joining none of them wicked ass people. I'm not joining none of them wicked ass people,
nah,
bro.
That's real.
I can't, bro, because how
you wouldn't be the first one to do it, you know.
Like, how your children gonna feel like in 10 years when they was like, yo, you had an opportunity to fix this shit and you didn't take that shit?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to do it. That's how I feel. Like, I'm like, yo, my parents, they watch Boys in the Hood in 91 and that shit's still going on, and they're like, this is the way of the world. So you're allowing these people to do this?
Real shit.
That's what we're talking about. You're allowing, like, so you see all over the internet they got tanks in different states and like, oh, they're trying to do martial law. You niggas is allowing it. You might be videotaping it and saying, yo, that's what they're doing, but you're allowing it. You get what I'm saying? By not fighting back and not standing up and saying, like, that's why I big up the Moors, because they're saying, yo, the way to fix it, the way to stop it is by creating your own system of government where you're not a part of the corporation that they're holding up. And as long as you participate in what they're doing, you're propping up the government that they have. You know what I'm saying? If nobody's participating, it can't be a government.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but
that's real.
And we was talking about where white people came from. Like, I was talking with E about that shit too. Like, I had a conversation today with a couple of brothers, and it was like, it's paper. Like, it's written down, because when you write stuff, it's a spell. Right? When you writing stuff, it's a spell. So if you write, oh, I'm gonna die in 10 years, the universe has nothing but to do what you say, because you manifest that, because you are a god.
That sounds
right?
Like that Pac shit, like Tupac, how he just played
Biggie,
it all out,
all them
with
shit,
the whole Machiavelli shit.
Yeah, like you manifest what you want. So if you write down, I'm gonna be a rapper in 5 years, I'm gonna have multi-million dollars, I'm gonna have 5-6 houses, that shit is gonna manifest, because the universe has no choice but to give you what you want.
Word.
No choice. Just like in the scriptures, it tell you that God can't do no evil. So if God can't do no evil, who's the God in the Old Testament doing all that evil?
Yeah.
Killing is evil. So it could be you talking about a righteous kill. Well, what's a righteous kill?
Right.
That's still evil, right? Nah, right? See, that's where you get into the metaphysics.
I mean, because you just said, like, Now we like arguing what's righteous and what's evil. Like that question, like if it's a righteous kill, like of course it's not evil. You know what I'm saying? It's righteous.
But see, and that's where metaphysics comes in with the whole Hermetic teachings, right? If you see me, I'm gonna use a brother's example that I seen on Facebook, on YouTube. He said, if you see me beating the shit out of an old woman, you're gonna be like, yo, this nigga's wrong, right? But then you ask me why I'm doing it, and I tell you she killed my whole family.
Where?
Now am I wrong? You know,
it's you kill my dog, I kill your cat, kind of thing. So
yeah,
it's like,
eye for an eye type shit. You know
I mean,
it's
it's just like how you wording it though, man. Like, and that's what I feel about like with the Bible, just in general. It's like it's constantly playing semantics when it comes to words. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really know them words, man. Like a righteous kill and what's an evil kill. Like you just gotta know the difference between the two. Like, what's the difference between a kill and what's the difference between a murder? You know, so.
Well, I mean, like with the Hermetic shit is basically off of polarity, so good and bad. There really is no good or bad. Right. It's just how you perceive it, right? If you intend to do good all the time, that's all you're gonna receive because you stay on that side of the spectrum. If you stay on the evil side, that's all you're gonna receive because you stay on the evil side.
But what's the good perspective? Like according to what though? Like. Who determines what's good and what's bad? You feel me? Like,
well, we're all born with it.
My good could be different than your good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, let's go over that. What does nature say good is? Life, right? Life would be good. Pro-life. That would be good. Anything that is pro-life, that would obviously be good.
But
anything that
I'm
destroys,
gonna stop you though. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in it though, because like all life isn't technically good though.
Like what? Like what wouldn't be good?
I'm gonna throw in the scripture, like, cause there's a law where it's like, yo, it's certain kids, like if you were born with a certain deformity, they didn't want you a part of the congregation. Am I right? Am I wrong?
You talking about leprosy?
Leprosy, like shit, like all types of weird shit, like if like incest.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's evil. Why would you?
That's evil.
But see, that's not evil. Pro-life though. That's you destroying.
But it's still life though. And there's people that's gonna argue with you like, why can't you know what I'm saying? Like the whole pedophilia thing.
Yeah.
That's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas gonna argue to death about like crazy shit, like having sex with their cousins, having sex with their sisters. Like it's gonna come to a time where it's like people gonna feel a certain way about what they wanna, you know what I'm saying? What they determine is life. Bestiality. It's gonna come a time where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like
we're in that time, right? Yeah. And if we're in that time, and you look around, do you feel like that's good or bad? You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like to me, that shit is wicked, but to the next person, like I was just watching a video where they was having a debate about technology.
Yeah,
and everybody that was debating. It was like this gay dude, and then it was like a trans dude. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, they all sounded like they was making sense. But it's like, just judging them by like their images, like, you know they stand for something different. You see what I'm saying? Like, just on the life perspective, like, what is life to you? You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't have the same good and bad agenda.
Well, this is why it comes down to nationality, right? Nationality will come down to what you are governing your nation behind, right? So that's part of the Hermetic principles too. You do what you do on that side. If that's how your nation feel, like that's something y'all want to do that shit over there.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. If you want to be a pedophile, don't come over here teaching my children that, because that's not what we're doing over on this side.
But that's what it's coming to, bro. It's coming to pedophile, and then next thing you know, they're gonna say bestiality is cool.
We allow.
They already call them, yo, the parent, the pets is that's my son, that's my, you know what I'm saying, that's my daughter, like, and it's real though. Like I feel the same way about my pets. Like I got mad love for my pets, but it's like when I talk to people, like they just love their pets. Like they really believe that these are their kids. And bro, it's just weird shit going on right now, bro. It's just weird shit going on right now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it all comes down to your perception, right? And your perception is based off of how you was raised and how you see and perceive life. And if anybody is looking at something like that and think that that's something normal, right? We have to evaluate that and say, okay, is that normal? Right? Is that something that the universe put, like, is that something that should be part of the universe? Right? Did God make the God is the universe. Word. The Father is the universe. Word. He is the all. He is the everything. Word. He's the grass. He's the animals. He's in everything. He's me. He's everything.
How the Hebrew say Khan?
Yeah, Khan. Yeah. But so if it comes to any harm of anything, and like from like picking a flower, we shouldn't be doing it. Word. Because we should let live. Word. Let things live, because that's how you keep the beauty of the world, right? So if somebody's talking about bestiality, you're abusing an animal. You don't know what that animal's thinking. That's where it goes into the archons in the Gnostic scriptures. It's a lower frequency of a person. That's why I did a video on Instagram where I'm like, I think demons are actually people in the lower frequency, which that have no concept of righteousness or have no concept of higher self, where you're not going to hurt any animal because you know it's of the all. The all would be the universe, right? So when I see that type of shit, I'm like, when I hear stuff like that, it's like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but you're on a lower vibration. You know what I'm saying? And I can see where you're coming from because I understand the vibration that you are vibrating on. You know what I mean? And for somebody to look at their child and want to do something to them like that sexually, it's like, yo, you was wilding. You know what I mean?
But you know what's crazy about the pedophilia thing? It's like, I feel like everything is just going back in time, dog. Like, like they say, it's Noah's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the whole revelations. Like they say, yo, like when Christ come back, it's gonna be reminiscent of Noah's time. Right. So it's like
Christ would be a consciousness too, you know.
Word. No doubt. But I'm just saying, like, just like metaphorically, like the pedophilia shit, like that shit been around forever, bro. Since biblical times, like.
Yeah, but you know what though?
Like, in biblical times, like, just it was accepted to have a younger wife.
Yeah, a younger wife, but not your child. You know what I mean? Like a younger wife, as far as like someone. See, you going off of that GMS shit, bro.
No, not even just looking at it, just trying to put everything in perspective, dog. Because I'm just starting to see just the whole pedophilia shit just popping up. Like, they want to throw that into the LGBT and then add the P. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, next thing you know, they gonna add the.
But like I said, that
another B. You feel me? Like,
I mean, that comes from our disconnection from the oneness, the all, the way shit should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you, I don't know, man. Then like I couldn't even entertain somebody that was telling me that was something that they was into. Like, I feel like that person should probably die. Like, you know, like how could you know? Yeah, man. I've seen videos where they was killing animals and the animal was crying before it died. That's, you can't say that animal doesn't have a soul, bro. Because for something to know that it's about to die and cry, that's the same thing you would do or I would do if it was an untimely death. Just like Tentacion, you think that he was in a joyous spot when them niggas ran up on him with that shit? Like, just think of an animal that's helpless and you can't hear what he's saying.
So like just to take it back to like the white man, and I know we going all over the place with it.
Nah, we staying on the same topic. Is about lower frequency and higher frequency, and what this world is perpetuating, which is a lower frequency.
So is this something that, you know, the white man created this? Is this a white man thing? Is this a black man thing? Like, because, you know, I was thinking, they say white people came from Neanderthals, right?
Right.
So is that basically like the original man having sex with a monkey? Is that what that comes from?
I think you would have to go into the Hinduism and see what that is. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the Yaku books. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And from those books, it would be a stage of evolution, I guess.
And that's why I'm saying, like, that's why this shit remind me, like, are we really in Noah's time? Cause like, nigga, if they start with this bestiality shit, cause that's what it started.
They've been doing it for probably since 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The Moors went into Spain,
no doubt. But like, they about to commercialize it, is what I'm saying. To the point where it's like, it's cool. Like, yo, this is my.
Nah, it's not cool. Nah,
this is my bro.
Check it. The reason why when you say it and I say it's not cool,
they getting married, they got licenseship and everything.
Yeah, the reason I do that is because you have to still put the duality back into it, right? Because you have to show people that, okay, they might be doing that, but yo, we not on that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We see what they're doing, but we're not on that. You get what I'm saying? Because you want to make a difference. What do they say? I can't say the word, but it's making a difference between the two.
Derivative?
Nah, it's like a fuck it, man. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? But it's making a difference between
diversify. One of them words.
Yeah. It's not that though. It's you want to make a difference between what wicked people are doing and what non-wicked people would do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what we're missing. That's what we've been missing, right? Like, name a conscious person out there or a righteous community that's out there. Name it in North, South, Central America. Name it in Africa. Name it in Europe. Name it in India. Name it in Iran. Name it in Russia.
To what though, my G?
Righteousness as far as people that are living in
to the caste system. Like, what is we doing?
Righteousness is
what is we doing, bro?
Righteousness as far as people that's living in harmony with the universe. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Anybody living in harmony with the universe that understand the value of life. That's what I mean. Who is doing that? Nobody. You could watch mad videos on Facebook of Chinese people burning dogs alive, my guy. Like, is that righteousness? Like, what are we doing? Like, we don't have no examples of righteousness on the earth. Period. Regardless if you're talking about the Bible, Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism, whatever religion you're talking about, nobody's doing it. Not even the animals.
Word.
Not even the animals. So if that's what it is, how do we? So now that we know that, we have to say consciously, as the community of Hebrews, right? We're Hebrews, right? I don't subscribe to that anymore. I say Israelites. Hebrews is just something that we did, right? That's a forefather as well.
Word.
But as Israelites and Moors, right? As those people, the original men, we have no beginning and no end, right? What would they do before they fell? Right? And how'd they fall? That's what we have to identify as the original man.
Yeah.
If we're the original man, how did we get to this state? And why did Christ come to bring us up from this state? That consciousness of being aware. Like, look at what Paul says. Paul says, yo, I brought to you the tree of good and evil. Whoa. Hold up. We got punished for that though.
Yeah.
So if the God of the Old Testament punished us for the good and evil, why is a disciple of Christ bringing us something that we was punished for?
And I go back to them semantics, man. It's like you gotta.
Nah, it's metaphysics. It's all
metaphysics.
This is a higher level of understanding of the world, right? Like I told Uncle E, because y'all seen the podcast. I had Uncle E on here. On there, I said, it's a lower self and a higher self.
Word.
Right? The lower self is governed by a particular set of laws, which would be found in the Mosaic laws, right? The higher self is off of total different laws. That's a spiritual thing. That's on total different laws, which would be the Hermetic laws, which was written by Thoth. Those that like that's why the scripture says, my ways are higher than your ways, my thoughts are higher than your thoughts.
Word up.
The body has different laws because you have to keep that in a certain type of.
Paul spoke on that. Paul spoke on just like the body, you know what I'm saying, warring with the or the spirit warring with the flesh.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And you could tell there was something deeper there. Like for him to say that, like he had to be drawing that from something deeper.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's 100%. Like this is and
like on the esoteric level, like
see that's what they do. Like they took all the hidden understandings from us. They took it all away from us because it gives us a clear view of the universe that we're in, the oneness that we're in. You know what I mean? Like, what if I told you that we were the gods? Like, man was God, right? That's what the Hinduism, the Hindu writings is about, the Vedas, the Vedic writings. It was saying that these people were literal gods. They had superpowers. They had things that man can't do right now. How did we go from that situation, which is the first religion now, Hinduism, first religion, how did we go from that to what we are now?
I mean, I think it's a lot of it has to do with, it does. I mean, as much as people want to try and say it's not a racial thing, it truly is, dog.
No, it's not.
But I mean,
because you got your own people that could be a devil. My grandmother would tell me to go get educated by someone that has no education, then go to somebody that has an education.
Yeah,
because she don't know.
I just think that it's just like, yo, man, a lot of this shit, like, you see it all over the world with just black people in general. Yeah. Black people from Africa, black people from Asia. Like, it's always the white man trying to hold the black man down. And it's like, yeah, we sound old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's mad irrelevant to some people. Like, why are we still arguing about race? Because the shit is still happening.
Right.
There's still caste systems. There's still black kids getting murked off left and right.
Right. There was just a kid killed, what, yesterday or the day before?
And that's why I'm like, yo, it has to be about it has to be about black and white. It's like, yo, black, but like it's like black people. I'm not gonna say all black people, like, cause all black people not the same and all white people not the same. But it's like, it's just a common thing that happens within this earth, you know. So it must be a colored thing, dog. Like, white people must believe in a different type of humanity compared to the blacker race. Like, you see what I'm getting at?
Well, see, like put it like this though. What if the original man, regardless if he's conscious of it or not conscious of it, controls the reality that we are in, right? And when he's in his ignorant state, he's taken advantage of because they know that they can use us to manifest a world that we don't even know that they are manifesting. Right? So if like it said, there's a saying, if you don't,
that's why I was like, yo, it goes back to where the fuck did this white nigga come from? Cause we hear about where the black man came from, you know what I'm saying? Africa. Like, but see, that's what they tell us, but it's like, I feel like there's so much more that needs to be learned.
So this is what it is, right? You have to learn who you are first before you can learn about anybody else.
Word. I dig that.
You get what I'm saying? Because if you looking for him, he gonna continue showing you some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what the illusion is.
Nah, no doubt.
You see what I'm saying? That's like being in the Matrix. Oh, yo, so yeah, just go to work, blah, blah, blah. But when you get out the Matrix, you're able to see the agents. You know what I'm saying? The alphabet boys.
So who do we trust then?
You trust yourself.
But we getting all of our information from the white man.
No, we're not.
How you figure?
So what would you do? What would you do if you say all the information right now comes from the white man?
I mean, yo, that's what it all comes down to. By the end of the day, it's like the archaeology. Like, you got people trying to prove who they are through DNA tests, and it's like, it's all white science.
You know what I would do? I would go to the ancient writings. That's what I would do, and see what they were talking about. The Nag Hammadi text, the Bible, the Quran. Yeah. Those are books that wasn't tampered with until he started getting in a little bit of power, which is the popes. You know what I mean?
But
that's like what I would go to.
But are people caught up in these doctrines though?
Me
and you, we didn't study this long enough. Like, I mean, I'm sure
it's almost been 10 years.
But I'm sure you don't have everything figured out. Just like I don't have everything figured out.
Right.
But it's like, yo, it's just so much, dog. There's so much going on, man.
Like I said though, you have to study yourself, and yourself would be your forefathers. Like in Hinduism, what do they say happens to you after death?
I have no idea.
You come back. You don't go into nowhere else. Yeah, reincarnation. You don't go nowhere else. You come right back. So if I say go to your forefathers, your ancestors, guess what? That's you that wrote that. You get what I'm saying? That's who wrote that. You The people that's here now, you wrote that back then. You know what I'm saying? And then you had to come back and relearn what you wrote because you knew that you was gonna forget it. You know what I'm saying? That's what this whole thing is about. We understood, like, I don't know where I got it from, but I have this crazy idea. I got it from somewhere, but they were in the past. We was on such a high level of consciousness that we probably didn't even need writing, right? We didn't need anything because we was on that level of consciousness. Like, catastrophic disaster happened.
Just passing everything down.
Not even orderly. You like people just didn't die like that. Like you just we were just existing, right? Something happened, and then we had
just like a beam of light type of shit. Like
just like maybe like just an example. I don't think this is what it is, but like say an asteroid hit the Earth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody was born and didn't get the nourishment that they were supposed to get. Right? Nourishment for me would be knowledge. Right. From that happening, right, comes ignorance, ego, right? From that, we knew
negativity, basically,
and we was able to see the present and the future. And from that, we had to say, okay, how do we fix the future once we go into the depths of hell, right? So that's where Thoth comes in, where it calls him the writer, where he created writing, right? And he created this system of writing so that we can have it for the future, so that we can go back and read what happened to us and go back and then fix it and then go back into being celestial
beings.
Really
on this stuff, dude, ain't you, bro?
I'm on ancient stuff.
Yeah.
Like I read Krishna, Krishna. I read all that stuff, the Vedas. Like I just haven't had like a serious teacher to teach me the Vedas and the Hinduism like I would like, but I'm really into all that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like even with the Hinduism, like I was watching a video the other day, like they were saying that the whole dude was saying he was a what would they call him, a Dalit, the untouchable, and he was pretty much saying, yo, white folks, they made the Hindu text. You know what I'm saying? The Vedas. Because he was like, yo, it's all based off of the caste system. It's all based off of trying to keep that blacker man down and keep the white above. You know?
I don't know about that.
So it's like that goes back to what you was asking about. Like we go back to the text to try and figure this shit out.
But see, the scriptures don't do that. But like
it's like based off of whose mentality. You see what I'm saying? And that's why it's like I respect the Hebrews so much because they bring that strength. They bring that mentality that it's like,
I think that's just the beginning.
You gotta respect that mentality. You feel me? Like
you don't feel like that's just the door to spirituality. The next, like that's for babies. Like that, like the book is just for you to realize, yo, there's something more to this universe or this world than we thought. Right? Like that's how I feel. Like okay, I open it up, like.
But okay, it's all on how you put it though. It's like I put
that for myself. I put that for like how I'm perceiving reality. I put that for myself so that I can put things in its proper categories. Like I tell you, when you're a baby, you don't learn no fucking trigonometry. You know what I mean? When you're a baby, you learn the essentials: what you can eat, language, and who's your family. Right. And that's what the Bible is. Period.
But see, my thing is, we are all as human beings. We all got 2 eyes. We all got 2 ears.
Got 3 eyes.
This guy.
I'm for real.
But yo,
you don't have you got the pineal gland. The pineal gland is actually your eye to reality.
And we all got to eat.
Right.
You know, we all got a mouth. But like, who is going to determine the mentality of what we're going to go off of everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro.
What do you mean who's going to determine? See, once again, you're looking for somebody else to determine your value. You're not giving yourself value.
No. Not like
if I tell you you're a god, right?
I kind of forgot my point, bro. You threw me off with that third eye shit.
So if I say you
fuck my whole shit up with that third eye.
Like if I say you a god, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
To me, shit, just through my studies, it's like a god is somebody who is aware of themselves.
Right.
aware of their actions.
Right. So if you're a God and you say, okay, whose system do we use for me to verify that I'm a God? That's what it's like saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't say that. You get what I'm saying? Because once you find out you're a God, you say what? Okay, how does the God conduct himself? That's how I look at it. If a God conducts himself in this particular manner, that's what I should do. If a devil or a Satanist conduct himself in that manner, that's what I would do, right?
Yeah.
If that depends on what you want to be,
Word.
because you have both points of the spectrum on the earth.
Yeah.
You have to have it. You have to have the light with the dark. You have to have it,
Word
regardless of what anybody says. Oh, we don't need evil people. Listen, you're gonna have it.
Oh yeah,
period.
that's 100 right there.
You know what I'm saying? But you still have to have that beacon of
You
light.
can't have that 50 without the other 50. Like,
Right.
that's a whole 100.
But you still have to have that beacon of light. You still, no matter
That's just
what.
mathematics right there. Real shit.
So if you don't have the beacon of light on the earth, what does that do to the earth? You're not even cherishing the earth. That's why I was reading the Seeing Gospels the other night, right? In the Seeing Gospels, it tells you that the earth is your mother.
Word up.
That's what you come from. That's your mother. The universe is the father. The earth is the mother. She came after the universe. After the universe, man came.
That's, I mean, you know, it's debatable.
How can man be before man be before the universe and the earth?
It's debatable.
How can you be before that? Is not the earth what you go into when you die?
I mean, your flesh.
Are you not the earth? Are you not fleshing? Are you not
flesh,
clay?
you know.
Are you not clay? Are you not made up of 103 minerals from the earth?
But if it's a universe,
Right.
then that means that for something to come from that universe, then
There's nothing outside of the universe. How can you be of the universe outside of the universe?
but the woman can't give without taking. You understand what I'm saying? A man has to give that. So it's like
The universe would be that man.
But I'm just saying, going to the chicken or the egg. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't rock with the egg. The egg coming first. Basically, is what you're saying. You were saying like the egg was coming first, right?
No, the chicken came first.
As in the man. Cause
yeah.
right. But the way you said it was like you said like the Mother Earth. You was like
the earth is the mother. The universe is the father.
The universe is the father.
Right.
Oh, word. Yeah. Oh, I missed some shit. My fault.
But at the same time, the universe.
I'm sitting here trying to think about what I was trying to tell you before. Like,
but see, that's the thing. The universe doesn't have any sexuality to it though. It's just duality. Period. It's just the all. And then when I say universe, I'm not even talking about we're on a ball Earth and then there's different planets. I'm just talking about Earth as far as the land goes, as far as it's an infinite plane.
word up.
Like you could get beyond it and it keeps on going.
Word up.
And there's other things out here that we're not even thinking about because we're too busy worrying about the white man and black man.
Have you ever been to space to even say that?
Say what? That there's
I mean,
other beings?
you could see space, but how you know it? How you know it keeps going? How you know it's just
that is infinite?
How you know we
land?
just not enclosed in? You see what I'm saying? Like,
no. I mean,
we're not just like a big ass ball. Just
no. I mean, that could be a possibility.
I'm just fucking with you, bro.
No, see me. Like that's the thing. Me, I explore all possibilities because you know why? Who's gonna tell me what's real or not unless I figure it out for myself? You know what I'm saying? I could ask somebody that work at NASA. He gonna tell me what he think. But then if I see something otherwise, I'm like that nigga full of shit.
Yeah.
Period. That's just how I move. Like, and if I read it, okay. So this like the scriptures say, out of the mouth of what? Two witnesses. That's where the truth is.
Word.
Right. If I read in the scriptures one thing, then I read in another book, the Gnostic scriptures, the same thing that I read over here. Boom. That's the truth. You read in the Quran. Now, if you read in the Quran and tell you that the children of Israel are the children of God, and that only the prophets come from the children of Israel in the Quran, more validation for the Bible.
Word.
You get what I'm saying?
Word.
So why would I follow somebody or anybody else but my own two my common sense.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as if it was you and a lady and a cop is asking y'all a question, right? Or I'll use a better one. The story in the scriptures where the brother separated the two, and he was like, okay, what happened? And they both told him two different stories.
You talking about Solomon? Was it Solomon?
No, that wasn't Solomon. That was Bell and the
David?
Dragon.
Bell and the Dragon? Oh, okay.
Where they said that she was like a whore and she slept with both of them, but they was lying.
Word.
So they split them apart and asked both of them, and they gave them two different stories. Right? Mm-hmm. That's how they found out they was lying.
Yeah.
Right? That's the same thing the universe is. So if I ask you something and I ask somebody else that was around you, and you both give me two, you're lying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you tell me the same thing, truth. You get what I'm saying?
It's common sense. So
now, if I'm a God and I know these things, why do I need somebody to tell me that something is right or wrong? Mm-hmm. This is how it works.
But and that goes back to what I was trying to say earlier. It's like we do determine that based off of our actions, based off of mentality of men.
Yeah.
And like just going by how the scriptures should be explained compared to how the churches are doing it, we can tell that, you know, it's coming from a fraudulent place. Because, you know, us as, you know, the original people, the people who brought these, you know, these
religious talking to the
books,
mic, my guy.
These religious books, these spiritual books,
I can fix it. It's all good.
We can see that these spiritual aspects didn't come from these churches that are giving it to us. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know that there's something deeper. We can tell, and it's because the people that are putting in this work, the people that are, you know what I'm saying, like the Israelites, even the Egyptologists, like everybody who's just bringing out this information. You know what I'm saying? The men of hue, because these crackers wasn't gonna tell us that shit.
Nah.
Until black people started waking up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And started to see it for themselves, and for us to explain it to each other.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like a beautiful time that we live in. To see brothers on the streets, you know what I'm saying, doing the street preaching thing. I mean, it's nothing new.
Yeah.
But it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big deal, and I think it shows that who cares more about the people, like
the universe, the people. Yeah, the people. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like being in the church. It's like it's a money thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to tip. I mean, you're supposed to tip. You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, give your tithes and whatever. But it's like when you see a brother on the street preaching about them 12 tribes, I think it's crazy, bro. I think it's just a crazy thing. And it just shows what am I trying to say? It shows the priesthood of it. Like just the culture of it. You see what I'm saying? Because black people, they always good for culture. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's like prophesize. This is basically what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. I know I'm kind of like ranting, but it's like to prophesize. It's a culture thing, bro.
Yeah.
And it says it in the scriptures. Who's supposed to be prophesizing? Who are the prophets? The Israelites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't look at these niggas on TV as prophets. You see what I'm saying? We look at the brother that's on that street corner, or the brother that's dropping that knowledge. The brother that's talking to you, you feel me? That's letting you know what I'm saying? Showing you the difference between the world and the spirit. You see what I'm saying?
Right. But see, most people don't do that. Most people don't even think on that level. They don't even think. Like, if I was to talk to somebody, they wouldn't think I'm a prophet.
Word.
They would never think I'm a prophet. I could tell. I'll be like, yo, you know I'm a prophet.
But I'm guaranteed they'll learn something and they'll look at it like, damn, I haven't seen some shit like, I haven't spoke to somebody like this before in my life.
Nah. I'm saying when they first interact with me, they first interaction with me, they be like, who the fuck and what the fuck is this guy talking about? For real. Like that's just real shit.
Yeah, I've actually seen it before. Like niggas like, yo, whoa, where this shit come from?
Yeah, this nigga's wild, right? But then like a couple months later, a year later, they be like, yo, this nigga, hold up.
He actually saying some shit.
Yeah, that was real.
Real talk.
Like I seen it. I literally just experienced all the shit that he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it comes into frustration, because it's like, yo, I'm sitting there telling you, and it's just like I'm sitting there telling you, but you're not getting it.
That's that prophet
But then it's like, yo, hey, I know they're not gonna get it when I first say it. Because look at all the prophets.
But it's the fact that you putting that energy out there.
Right. But look at all the prophets, all of them from Moses' time. They didn't believe him when they first came out. They had to do works. Mm-hmm. They had to put that work in for people to be like, oh, shit, this nigga, he was really a prophet. Mm. Like, I'm sitting here saying, oh, shit, nigga, and all that shit. People gonna be like, yo, he can't be no prophet. He can't do that. But guess what? We all got our vices. And that's just how I talk. But if you don't like it, you don't like it.
But even as a prophet, like, do most prophets even know they a prophet, or is it just some? But I think it's more of some shit it's coming from something that's real. It's coming from something that it's like you can't deny it, bro.
I think you know it. I think you know it. If you're a prophet, you know it.
But it's like I guess what I'm saying is like we falling under labels, because it go back to the semantic thing, man, and or just just living under words, living under these curses, like prophet. Yeah. That's not what the Hebrews called it. It was a different word.
What they call it?
I don't know like the Hebrew word, but it's like we just going off of what's real. We reacting to what the world is giving us.
Right. Yeah. I look at it like we're just using the words that are given us for this day to show you what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture says, we're going to be speaking in different tongue.
Word up.
You know what I mean? So if I go to somebody and I'm speaking Hebrew, he's going to be like, yo, I don't get it. You know what I mean? But if I speak to him in English and something that he understands, you know what I'm saying?
He needs some milk.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, though, man, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. And this is the thing, too, about the Hebrews. I'm going to say it because I know nobody's saying it. These niggas is teaching dogma. All of them. GOCC, IUIC, GMS, IESUPK, they're all teaching dogma. And what is dogma? Dogma is a way of using somebody to capitalize off of, because they're not building a nation, right? You might have a bunch of parishioners, you have a bunch of people, but are you building a nation that is withdrawn from the devil, right? The scripture says, come out of her, my people, right? But we're still dealing with the nation. We still go to their jobs. We still buy cars from them. We still do everything they tell us to do. We don't have any farms. We don't have anything that we have of substance for ourselves to say, yo, we're standalone from what they have.
Yeah, you just said some shit right there.
So that's dogmatic. You get what I'm saying?
But I mean,
it's dogmatic.
We have this conversation a lot, dog. Like, somebody's got to determine who's the house of David, basically. Like
the house of David would show itself. The house of David would show itself. Just like,
but it's like you don't think these camps are trying to prove that their group is the house of David?
And that's the problem. That's the problem. Because what did Paul say? He said, we're all of the house.
Word up.
We're just different parts of the house. How can you tell this? How can you tell the leg is not part of the body? Like, what are you doing? Like, yo, that's why I said, them brothers on the street corner, they're doing their job. They're doing their job, right? It gets to the point when the dogmatic part is when you tell somebody that something else is wrong. That's where the dogmatic shit comes in. Because if somebody says, yo, can we read about the Hermetic principle? No, that's hard, brother. You following the devil. Right? That's dogmatic. Right? You're not allowing that brother to grow because obviously the Most High sent him there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So once you start doing that, you hindering somebody else, hindering somebody from gaining more knowledge outside of what you have gained. You're being a dogmatic preacher and you're trying to hold somebody back. That's how I look at it.
That's scripture though. That's book.
What?
You gotta condemn. You gotta condemn. You gotta do it all, bro.
Condemn what though?
You gotta teach.
Somebody reading books, learning about the past.
I mean, it's all on what you talking about. Based within the context of the conversation. But I mean, just to simply say like brothers is off because they condemning. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
no. I didn't say they
book.
off. No, I'm not saying that they're off. I'm saying that they're being dogmatic. They're keeping people from growing. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh no, yeah. I dig that.
Like if you're trying to keep the flock in order, yeah, you're gonna sometimes you gotta be like, yo, is this brother sincere about it, or he trying to come at my neck?
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot to learn, man.
Yeah,
and to try to just shun people for
like
trying to learn these.
One man can't learn it all.
There's many aspects.
Yeah, one man cannot learn it all, bro. You need help. You need other brothers.
So what you're saying is
you.
like they don't give you a choice to decide,
right?
They just like they just trying to drill that shit in your head.
No. I would say they don't know. They're just doing what their job is. They're footmen. They're soldiers. That's their job, right? But at this point in our growth, we should say, okay, we got our nation. We're all over the damn globe. We're everywhere. Now it's time to search into what this truly is. Because now, and how do we take ourselves away from the corporation that was started with the 13 colonies and the Pope? How do we take ourselves away from that? Right? If you're not doing that, you might as well say you 501c3 and work for the government. Period. You're doing it for tax breaks. You work for the government and you're just here to be a shepherd to the people for the government. You might as well say that. And now if you are serious and you're saying, okay, let's get together. Like for me, it's mad weird because it's like, okay, how do you don't see in your brother that this man is a prophet? Not me. I'm talking about like Nathaniel looking at Elder Rakah or looking at Johanna and saying, yo, these brothers, look at the fruit that they bared. They bared fruit. They bared fruit. Word. You get what I'm saying? It's not. They're not out here on the street corner by themselves. Yeah. They're bearing fruit. You know them by their fruit. They all use the same doctrine that you're using.
Word up.
Why don't you sit down with these brothers, have yearly meetings? It says in the scriptures, 3 times a year you're supposed to sit down together. Why are you not doing it? Why are you not doing it? You saying one, okay, yeah, y'all sit down together in your own respective churches, your own respective camps. I get it. But when do you bring the camps together and make this family a family again?
When do you see the repercussions and the fruits of it?
Right.
The extra fruit, the whole farm of it.
And for me, like this is for me, I feel like, okay, so
we see everybody got fruits, but nobody. It's like there's no trees. Actually, it's like little bushes and shit.
It's baby plants. So for me, it's like that's the northern king. That's the southern kingdom to me. To me, that's the southern kingdom. The other brothers, like the Moors and the ones that subscribe to Ruth and all that shit, that's the 10 tribe for me. Because you know why? Because it tells you in the scriptures that they were going to be split in 2.
Word.
That's crazy. That means that
that's crazy to look at it like that, though.
That means one piece of the brother, some of the brothers got one part of the knowledge, and you got another part of the knowledge.
That's crazy to look at it like that, though.
And people be killing me when I say it, bro.
That's OD. Because it's OD.
Yeah,
it's OD.
That's why we got 2 books: the Quran and the Bible.
Right. I tend to think that the Quran was. I told you this before. Like, it's based off of the Stranger. I feel like the Stranger had that book. You see what I'm saying? The Quran. I feel like the Bible was always like that was the Israelite book, but like the Quran is the Stranger book.
Or maybe
it was the Northern Kingdom book.
Yeah.
And the Christian book, because like with the Coptics, they always had the Bible there. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't no Quran, it was a Bible.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like
I tend to like
I could be wrong. I'm just throwing that out there.
Listen, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
This is just something that I observed. This is something that I studied. I could be 100% wrong, but I need somebody to prove to me that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it, don't ever tell me I'm wrong. You get what I'm saying? You could, matter of fact, you could tell me, but if you can't prove it, I'm not gonna believe you.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because it tell you in Ezekiel and it tell you in Hosea that the two sticks bring them together, make the family one again. That means that they're gonna be, and then Ephraim was gonna be the head of the nation, right? And then to tell you Gad, right? This was crazy. Tell you Gad would be a troop and he would overcome in the last, right? If you look at what the Moors is doing, right? It's like they was fighting in the revolution, in the Civil War, right? For independence. They won that shit. That's why Lincoln was like, yo, if it was possible, I would keep everybody slaves.
Yeah.
But I have to let them go.
Word.
They was fighting for it, but then they lost. And now they come back saying, yo, you know that you could build a nation without them telling you what to do, right? You get what I'm saying? That's overcoming these people. They sticked it out. That's Gad sticking it out. But yo, people don't see the prophecy in nothing because, oh, they're calling themselves Moors. But have you looked in the dictionary for what the word Moor means?
Yeah.
It just means indigenous person. Somebody from Mauritania. Was Israel not in West Africa? Like, come on, son. Like, the stuff is in your face. We're just not studying. That's why I said I'll sit and I'll study. I'll be by myself for days and days, like just researching this shit. And then people like, yo, where do you find the time? I just do it while you're not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it works.
Yeah.
Niggas rather watch, basketball or football or play video games or go out to the clubs. I'm like, nah, I'd rather read this.
We kind of grew up in a different era though, man. Like, I don't know, when we was in high school, everybody was beefing and it was always like some racial shit. You know what I'm saying? Hispanics beefing with the Hicks.
Yeah.
Hicks beefing with the black dudes. Like,
yeah.
It was always a weird thing. I feel like it's kind of different now. Like, I feel like a lot of the kids, they understand it. They got the internet to really judge things. So it's like it's easier for them to, come to, agree to disagree on their differences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for us, it was like, we didn't have no computers, bro. It's like we just went to school, and if you was different, you didn't fuck with that person, really. I mean, it's still the same, but it's like, I don't know, like this generation just they gotta head up on just communicating with their peers. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's easier for them to just be comfortable with their peers. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with different creeds, race. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So
nah, that's real. And that's what I was saying before. I wish I grew up in this generation, dog.
Real shit.
Because at the same time, but then I wouldn't know nothing that I know now. I'd probably be just as ignorant as Tekashi and all these
But them niggas, but that's what's so funny about them niggas, bro. It's like, they know exactly what the fuck they doing. You see, for him to tap that shit on his face, like, bro don't give no fucks. All he's saying is like, yo, I'm gonna get this bread, nigga. Any way it take. Any way it take. Like, if y'all gonna look at me for this Saw tattoo on my cheek, I'm gonna do it. Cause he get it.
This is the thing. I'm gonna tell you how this works after we get off of here, right? I'm gonna tell you how that all works. Because it's all about money and what you do with your money. That's all it is. That's all it is. In this day and time, it's all about what you do with your money. Real talk. But yeah, we in a great time though. Because for me to feel like this, and then knowing that brothers is gonna hear this eventually, and the knowledge that is gonna come from this, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a great thing, man. And to see that shit's gonna change, that's gonna be a beautiful thing as well. Because I'm like, yo, by 50, 60, I feel like we're gonna be the Nathaniels and Elder Rakars. You know what I'm saying? They're not 50 and 60, they're in their 40s and early 50s. But when we get to that stage, they're gonna have to pass the baton to somebody. Right. And if it's not anybody,
and the doctrine is only gonna get deeper.
And it never is. This is the thing. It never stays.
There's gonna be more knowledge is always gonna be exposed.
And the knowledge and the next level never stays within house. It never stays within house, because Ariyah, from Yaqub, from Ben
Amin.
Yeah, Ben Amin. They was never in the same group. It was not the same group when Ben Amin was around. It's not the same group when Ariyah was around.
Noble Drew Ali.
That's not even the same group.
But they was on the same shit.
Well, yeah.
Practically.
No, see, Noble Drew Ali started a body politic, and then he started his own nation.
Word.
Right? And then what he did was he created a religious center around his nation. Right, where they can't even fuck.
Yeah,
with
I gotta do more research on Noble Drew. I've been sleeping on Noble Drew Ali.
Yeah,
I just recently started getting on the Noble Drew Ali.
Yo, get that Circle 7. Yeah. That's a good starting place, and then the 1-on-1s. Yeah. And it tell you in there, bro. It tell you in there. It tell you about the Israelites. It don't even say the Israelites though, because at that time he couldn't say the Israelites. Because he seen what they did to the commandment keepers. He seen what they was doing to these people. Yeah. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna use these things, but I'm not gonna use the Israelites. He says the brothers from the east came and dwelt amongst the children of Ham. Where? He didn't say Ham. He says the names of the nations that were there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So he's telling you, but niggas would be like, no, you're not talking about what nobody Drew all these teaching. Nigga, did you read the Circle 7? Did you read it?
Real talk.
You been in there for 30 years and you ain't read it, bro. Yeah. But you quoting it like crazy.
Them niggas is the worst though, bro.
No. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. No.
But it's like, bro, to even talk to like certain people about, you know, that consciousness, that higher power, is like, I know you gotta feed the flock, but sometimes you gotta just let the flock just run around and let them figure that shit out for themselves sometimes, bro.
Well, yeah, that comes with discernment from.
You gotta let them go free. Like maybe the nigga come back or not, but like like some of the flock is just like you just can't.
But that's what I was saying. Didn't I say that?
They not listening to the dog to the sheepdog. What they call him, the cattle dog.
The sheepdog.
The sheepdog. They're not listening to him.
I always wanted one of those, a border collie. Yeah. You're right. But yo, we're gonna end it here, man. This is I'm Furious Black. You can follow me on Instagram at Furious Black Kai. You know what I'm saying? You want to put where they can find you?
Dominic Doulos, Super Duper Damo. Got a mixtape dropping soon. It's called When Time Stood Still.
Facts. Oh, and I got two hashtags on Instagram. I need funny videos, because I'm going to put it on Furious Truth Podcast. We're going to make fun of these people with my brother and my cousin. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? We do that every week. We need y'all to send that shit. Yeah. And the hashtags is Prophet Talk and Esoteric God. And if you don't know how to spell esoteric, sound it out.